Hello, my name is Vlad. I am the estimator and project manager here at Landscape, and we're going to be doing a bid for maintaining the front gate area for the Westin community here. Thought I'd just make a video to introduce myself and make some observations about the service and what needs to be done. The camera around, I'm here at the controller area, and right off the bat, this controller is a bit weather beaten, and it does not function unless this dial is pressed in. So my guess is the dial is malfunctioning, and I would recommend replacing this controller. So I'll just demonstrate. If I switch over, it should be running right now, but it's not, so I have to press this. When I press it, hopefully in the camera you hear the irrigation going on when I press this. So it might affect the operation of it automatically when summer comes around. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna walk around to the front. I did check all of the irrigation and just found a few leaks that we're gonna recommend replacing. And all of the recommendations and the maintenance that I'll be talking about is just for the front side here, the street side. Nothing on the neighbor's side of the fence. We're not doing anything there. Okay, so starting out with the trees, we have 3 crepe myrtles that are going to get pruned 3 times a year. Let's just walk around here. So the crepe myrtles are going to get pruned 3 times a year, and then there are 4 large trees in the front right here, and there's 2 on the sides right there. So total 4 trees. We're going to be pruning only the lower branches to clear traffic and keep it away from structures like that, street post, things like that. We're going to be removing branches to make sure that there's no obstructions. Inside the planter beds, there is a creeping fig running along the wall here, and my understanding is that it's not desirable for it to go up and take over the wall, and then obviously we don't want it to grow down and create a ground cover because it'll choke out all the other plants. So I would recommend removing that completely. We can accomplish a very nice aesthetic by just planting a row of boxwoods that are low maintenance. We can get dwarf varieties and they're going to look good all year round. The color needs to be replaced twice a year. And then let's see, the photinia hedges. So the photinia hedges, it's a very common thing with photinias. They have a disease called leaf spot. If you just Google photinia leaf spot, you'll see images of this right here. This is a very classic photinia leaf spot damage, and a lot of times it looks like a bug ate it, but no, they just kind of decay, and then these spots dry out and fall out. Let's see what I want to say about that. So they all have it, and if one has it because they're being sheared with the hedge trimmers, they're all going to get it anyways. That's something they'll always struggle with. So we would recommend just treating it once a year in the springtime, and it's once a year, 3 treatments spaced out 2 weeks apart. That will help deal with that. Usually takes about a year to see results, but it's going to be a problem always. And the other thing I wanted to mention, these photinias, they're recommended to be anywhere between 10 to 15 feet high, and then the main thing is 10 to 15 feet wide as well. So we're keeping these a lot smaller than they want to be, so they're always going to struggle. I mean, we can maintain it, we could keep it like this, but just something to keep in mind, they're always going to struggle. And as plants die, like this one right here, most likely this plant will not recover. There's a few other dead ones. They just need to be replaced as time goes by. So that's the thing I want to say about the photinias. There's a few leaks I found in here. We'll be replacing those. There's one right here. The main thing I want to point out is they're not struggling necessarily because of water. Water might have something to do with it if there's too much water, but They're pretty drought tolerant. The damage you're seeing here is mostly from that disease. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention about the mulch in 1, 2, 3, these planter beds right here. Looks like it's pretty bare in here. I would recommend just one initial mulch installation and then an annual kind of like refresh, not a complete installation, just like lightly adding a little mulch every year. Looks like in the past there were wood chips in here. It's a good modern option. Nothing against it, but it does tend to get washed out with the rains. If there's a lot of water flowing, it just picks it up and washes it right out. If that's a concern, we would recommend like a shredded redwood or a shredded cedar. It's more of a natural look, so it might not be the aesthetic the community is going for, but it is an option, and it's it'll stay in the planter beds much longer. Let's see. So these plants tend to kind of multiply and get really wide. So as part of our maintenance, we're going to be once in a year just separating them to keep them from creating a clump like this, like a mass. So essentially this part right here where the sprinkler is needs to be dug out completely to keep them separate. Otherwise we're just going to see these clumps right here like that, big old mess, and they get a lot of dead growth in there. So once in a while they need to be separated. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I hope this video is helpful, and yeah, look forward to working for you guys. Thanks.